Well, leaders in the White House are working on plans to modernize data collection systems for law enforcement agencies nationwide.
A Central Ohio man in the tech industry was invited to the White House last month to be part of that conversation. NBC4's crime and safety reporter Anna Hoffman sat down with him. So, Anna, what did they talk about?
Jen, a lot was having to do with more access to data, both internally and with the public. He says it's become common for law enforcement to share statistics and dashboards.
Big ones are how do we get better data from law enforcement?
Greg Davda Sr. works for Optimum Technology. They develop software used by law enforcement and courts in all 50 states for data collection. Davda's job is to focus on what comes next.
And then we saw during COVID, many things happened that fostered even greater change in practices, leadership change.
He says something that's become common in the new age is law enforcement sharing data like statistics and dashboards to be transparent with the community and within the department.
To kind of get ahead of any issues. Some agencies, the larger ones, have older software, and so it's glaciatic. It kind of moves more slowly, and it's harder for them to get access to some of the data. I know CPD specifically is trying really hard to modernize their systems.
Davda and several others with similar backgrounds were invited to the White House to brainstorm how the federal government can help improve the quality of data collected by law enforcement.
They're highly motivated, right? So these are people that are doing it for the good of the community.
He called this a meeting of the minds.
I think the attention it's getting there will help make change happen.
He says some of the things they discussed are requiring changes in data systems. Davda says with this, ensuring there are grant or funding opportunities to make it accessible for all. Another discussion, having a mandatory set of data practices and standards. That way, all systems can communicate.
So few had access to that data or knowledge of practices. You know, you want to find out before it's a problem, right? Find out ahead of time that an officer may be outside the norm in behaviors or work practices, so you can intervene, create opportunities for change and better training, right?
This is Davda's second time he's been invited to the White House, but says this is the first time in his knowledge that what they discussed went straight to the president's desk.